Hello, this is Kiana with the Cleveland Stater. I'm here today with Demetria Hart to discuss upcoming events with Career Services. How long have you been working with Career Services here on campus, and what has it all taught you so far?
So I've been working with Career Services for about a year now, and I never really got acquainted with Career Services until I started working there. And over, the course of a year, I've learned so many things about professional development, resume building, and just interviewing skills, and it's really helped me become a better, student and, worker in the professional field.
What do you think you benefit from the most when you host these resume events? Do you learn about your own career choices in the midst of all of it?
Yeah, so the most impactful thing I get from the events is like just learning how to be yourself when you're presenting, yourself at a job fair, things like that. Like when I see the students come in and they're nervous about how to present themselves, or I see employers come in about, they'll talk about how students should present themselves. So when I'm working and seeing both angles from employers and students, it teaches me a lot about myself, and how I can learn from both an employer and a student. I'm still a student, so coming from that standpoint, I realize, okay, employers are looking for this, and they're not really as strict as you think. They want to help you out. And then also being a student, seeing other students being nervous, it just makes me realize like they just need the help, they need the tools, and they'll be more prepared, because that's how I felt at one point.
Okay. What events are coming up with Career Services that you would like to include?
So the first event coming up is Impact of Services with Peace Corps and City Year, and that's April 16th from 11 to 12:30. And City Year is basically an organization that works in schools, and they give special assistance to kids in like lower income communities and housing, and they also give further assistance and like if you're having trouble in school. And Peace Corps, they have that same impact, but within the community, less within schools. So they both have they're both organizations and companies that are local and give social impact. So coming to those events will give students, more insight on the different career opportunities and things they can have with those companies. And then after that is Resume RX. It's on April 26th, and students will come in and, various groups of employers will meet with students and, give them feedback on their resume for real life, job opportunities and things like that.
Okay. Will an email be sent with the employers that's coming to the Resume RX event?
So you will learn of the employers once you get to the event. Everything is basically, first come, first serve. So you can meet with a different variety of employers. It's just about,
Is that the Resume RX? Is it a walk-in event as well?
It is a walk-in event.
Okay. For the Impact of Peace Corps event, is it a networking type event with careers, or is it just like a social impact type event?
So you will be able to network with the employers. There'll be, panel discussions. Students will be able to question the employers, give further details and things like that.
Okay.
And then we'll be networking after the discussions.
Okay. So what have you learned from past Resume RX events that you can give some tips for students to come for these soon events in the future?
What I've learned from Resume RX events is the most important thing for students to realize is your resume it's supposed to be, highlighting you and what you've done. You're supposed to be an expert on all the things you've done. So, it's just about articulating your story in the best way. A lot of people, employers have different suggestions of things on what they want to see on your resume. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you want to present yourself. There are all different ways that you can, format your resume. You can always take off job descriptions or education, put whatever you feel is most relevant. But at the end of the day, whatever employers will tell you, there are just suggestions. But, the most important thing is that you're getting out, your experience and what you're going for.
So for the Resume RX event, what is the best way to prepare to speak with employers?
So, initially, the most suggested thing is to make sure that you have your updated resume. You can always come into the Career Services office and meet with the career peer at the front desk, and they'll give you initial resume advising. And if you want any further insight or some more detail, you can always make an appointment with a specialist according to your major. And we always just suggest that you have an updated resume, just because. And this is why these events are great, because, you'll get the practice without actually having like an interview. You'll get multiple feedback from different people from different industries and things like that, so you'll just see how you can play around with your resume. We also suggest that you make sure you check your emails, because you'll definitely get updates about the events, You may get updates about, you know, follow-up from the employers, because a lot of employers will take a look at these students' resumes and take them with them, give them opportunities, you know, if you just follow up. So it's definitely important to follow up also after you meet with the employers.
What was the turnout like with previous resume RXs earlier in this semester or fall semester?
So the events that we've had, Resume RX, mock interview day, and things like that, we always get a significant turnout, whether it's walk-in or if students have to register, because we think, you know, students really benefit from these, you know, events. So the same students will come, but we always get a handful of newcomers, and we always ask, like, how was their experience, and they say it was very helpful, you know, because it's giving them, you know, practice initially instead of just, you know, people usually just get this practice when they're actually on an interview or things like that, but this is giving them, you know, practice beforehand for the real world. So we always ask students their experience. We also ask the employers how they feel about the students. You know, employers feel great about CSU students. They feel that they're very insightful, you know, very forward, and they know what they want in life. And the students always feel like the employers are great with their feedback and very helpful. So the turnout is always great. Definitely love to ask the students what they get out of it. They always say it was definitely beneficial.
I was going to ask that next. Do you guys get feedback at the end of these resume RXs about how students feel?
Right. We actually, we tell the students and the employers to evaluate. We take surveys from both to, you know, get their opinions on things, if we could do anything better, run the event better. And we usually always get, you know, 4s and 5s because the students really benefit from it. Because, you know, there are many events like this.
Right.
Where you can actually get, you know, help on your professional development and your resume and things like that.
Okay, so as we all know, the semester's coming to an end, but the career search never stops. Mm-hmm. So for the summertime, is there still any time where the students can come and make an appointment during the summertime for students to come to the Career Services office?
So yeah, the Career Services office definitely stays open over the summer. We don't have any events planned for the summer, but you can always, you know, get information on the upcoming events. Like in the fall, we have a career fair. We will also have Resume RX days and mock interview days. You know, the dates will be discussed later, but yeah, we definitely want to make sure that students are coming in over the summer and getting the same amount of help that they would during the school year.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.